I hate it. I hate it. You can never tell when you're actually live because I get the notification on my phone, and then I get the thing on the actual StreamYard that we're live. A little bit later. Hey, it's quite annoying.
I was waiting for the intro music. I was waiting for the intro music. To be honest, I was like,
well, "Josh, this ain't generational sports. Come on, son."
I was like, "There's no music."
It would be nice though, Josh, if we had some intro music. Connie, once you get started on that.
Listen, I got my people.
He's had his people for about 3 months, Josh. Let me just say that.
It's a long process.
Okay, no, Josh, hold on. Because Michael's really going to go here, right? But yeah, he told me his brother would make something for us. And you hear the fact, make something for you. You would think that, Josh, what do you think when you hear that he would make a beat, right?
Oh, okay.
No, Michael, you don't get to talk right now. Michael, you don't get to talk
we
right
got to back up. Josh, he made Connie actually did make a little introduction thing. I won't say little. It's a nice one where he got someone else to do it. Don't care. Someone made it. And it looks nice. And we just needed music. And they actually sent us music. But Connie's like, you know what? I don't really like this music. And I said, I'm sure my brother, he's a DJ. He could probably make something to go with it. Like, cut and clip and add it to it. And so I asked him later on. It's like, hey, can you do it? He said, yeah, sure. But are you worried about copyrights? I was like, oh, okay. I thought, like a 10, 15 second would be fine. Connie thought like he was going to like mixtape it up, make his own beat or something like that.
Yeah, because that's what my friend does.
I mean, when you say DJ, then I'm thinking, yeah, he could probably make something of his own.
He should be able to make it himself.
Yeah. If he's a DJ.
Well, okay.
I mean, that's fair. Your church get-togethers?
DJ here doesn't have to really do all that. I'm just going to say it. Around here, DJ... No. He has Amazon Prime where he has all the music. Now we have nowhere to go.
Will thought that he struck out Stan. He's still in the box, but guy, turn around.
So anyway, as everyone can see, we have a special guest here today, Josh, who has been on the show before. Josh, thank you for joining us for a second time. Way back, probably like November of last year, we had, I'd say November, maybe December. I don't know. It's been a while.
No, it is not. Michael, are you okay?
Well, I guess it was during spring training then.
It was during the season, I thought.
Well, I think it was. Well, no, because that's the night I bet on the Yankees over, so there's no way it was during the season.
All right. Well, it certainly wasn't November. I'll tell you that.
No, it wasn't that far.
Anywhere between then and now. How about that? Josh joined the show where we had our Backstop Banter 101. And it was a lot of fun on our end. I mean, we did poke fun at Josh just a tad bit, but at the same time, we understand the innocence. I'm going to go with it. That Josh, as you can see behind him, is nothing but football. He loves the sport, but he's eager to learn more about baseball. His favorite teams is the Cubs. We don't hold that against him. But welcome to the show again. Josh, do you just want to give a quick shout out about, where to find you and your plugs real quick?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at @Jolene_4. And me and Connie have a show every Monday, Generational Sports, 7 p.m. Eastern. So tune into that.
That's a great name, by the way, Josh. I love that show name.
Who made that best, honestly? The show's great and name mid.
Well, we kind of fixed it because we got
we fixed
it. Someone had came up with the name.
Someone came up with Gen Z Sports, and that just sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's just we just made it a little bit better.
Oh, okay. I mean, gave you, basically the blueprint, and then you just kind of tweaked it a little bit. I understand.
Well, what's going on there, Skura?
What's
cheese?
Up, cheese? How we doing today?
Well, living the dream. How is everybody?
Well, we're doing good.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I can't ask. I asked Josh.
You never ask me.
Josh, don't you sit here and lie.
I'm not lying,
Josh.
I ask how you're doing every time you start the show.
The most recent show, you did not.
Because we had basically already established how you were doing.
You came at me about my beard, so if anything, you.
All right. Well, I'll come at you again about it.
What's the matter,
Michael? If you cut your beard down all the way down to where it's just like how mine is now. You remember how mine was a little bit longer?
Yeah.
You shaved your beard,
No,
I mean, yeah,
you it off.
No,
right. You shaved it. I mean, what do you think? Trim?
All right. No, hold on. Because let's give some.
Connie thinks you have to be baby face.
No. Because let's give some context here. Michael, if I say I cut my beard or shave my beard down, that would be understandable what Josh did, right? But if I say that while on the phone, in a panic, I would say
it was not a panic.
Josh was like, "Oh my gosh,
stop!
I had to shave my beard, bro. Like I had to, I'm gonna have to tell people that I lost a bet to you. I had to shave, bro. Tell me that doesn't make it seem like the man went babyface.
I mean, I would agree.
That's not even how it went.
Josh,
he's just lying.
You know what?
I'm just amazed to hear that you two guys were actually on the phone. Like, you guys are Gen Z. You all actually
talk to Connie a lot, but he ignores me all the time.
This is, bro. I gotta keep the banner up. Stop that. This ain't even the right show.
Listen, Josh, I message him all day long, and it's usually lit or cool or
heard that.
Oh no, heard. Yeah.
Heard that.
What am I supposed to say?
Oh, great job. I'm glad you did something there. I appreciate that. That's some good material. Or, man, way to go with that. I'm glad you stepped up to do that. But lit.
Heard that. That's all. I think that's every text I've ever received from Connie.
I'm going to my text right now. I don't even think I get that on it. I think I just get heard.
The last one that I did say to Michael
before you left me on red the last time I texted you.
What was I going to say to that? It was a generalized statement.
I asked you if you looked on Twitter at what Conor McGregor said, and you said,
"No,
you didn't." Say. Yes,
heard that.
No, he didn't.
You said no longer a McGregor fan. I said why? You said go look at his tweets. Disrespected my guy DC.
No response. He didn't give me
What day was this? Was this yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was last night.
All right. Well, I also have an excuse for that anyway. I was with the boys.
Oh yeah, because that means no text message when you're with the boys, bro.
Listen, we were sipping on some things with the boys. Chilling, having a good time.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, that's a problem that you just have not having friends.
No, it's because it's illegal for me to consume alcohol.
Who said it had to be alcohol? Maybe we were sipping on some milk. I thoroughly enjoy milk.
What else would you be sipping on with some boys?
Text. You couldn't. You said you couldn't text because you were sipping on some.
Yeah,
does that too.
We were having a fun. We were having some great conversations.
No.
We're having great conversations. You know what, Matt? Thank you. I keep it simple, bro.
Simple and no response.
We ain't talking about.
I agree with that. Then,
we're not talking about NASA right now.
NASA.
I didn't know Conor McGregor tweeting was such a difficult topic for you to talk about.
If I'm with the people, I wasn't going to text back. I'm enjoying the moment.
Heard.
See? That's fine. I accept that.
Heard
that.
I would say right there, I would have said say less, but whatever. With that being said.
And again, what is say less? Like, hey, man, I might have someone coming on the show tonight. Say less. Like, okay, I'm sorry.
That means like
that
cool.
basically means I get it. Like
that's like okay.
I heard. Like basically.
I bet you, Connie. I bet you have programmed your phone where you can just like type the letters and it makes a sentence. You're like on my way.
I like having someone on my side.
That's fine. Because listen, you guys can have each other on the side, everything like that, but you ain't saying nothing that's crazy.
No, you just don't understand.
That makes sense.
Exactly. It's cool. Like say no more. See, it's Jesus. Cool. It's bad when Matt is hipper than you guys. Come on.
Oh no. I am 35 years old. I'm okay with that.
Well,
you know what?
Listen, all right. Next time you guys text me, I'm going to make sure to text back a paragraph.
Hey, Josh, did you just notice that he just sent a text while he's on the show with the boys?
Exactly.
No, I did not.
He had the time to look at his phone at least.
All right, we can look at my text right now. Ain't no problem.
It's too blurry. I can't see it.
Look at that. That's not me texting, is it?
Nope. Still can't. I can't see it on my screen anyways. Can you see it, Josh?
Connie, all we're saying is it'd be nice to engage in conversation a little bit more with you. That's
all right. Next time you guys text me,
defensive.
I don't care if you guys text me hi. I'm sending a paragraph back.
I would appreciate it.
I would enjoy that. I want to know what you would say in a paragraph.
Good.
Because I don't know if you've ever written one in your life. At this point, it's very...
Listen, I did great in my English classes, so I obviously did. Say more, Michael. All right, hold on. You and Josh can talk. I gotta text Michael back.
I just texted him. Said say more.
Yeah, say more, Connie.
Nah, you guys got to talk to each other. I'm texting back.
Well, Josh.
The whole point of this is that we want to talk to you more.
No, I got to text Michael back.
Talk without you. It's just crazy, Connie. It's in one ear out the other with you.
I'm texting back, bro. I don't want to because I don't want to hear it after the show that I left
you're with the boys, so you can't.
Thank you, Perry. Perry gave us a like.
No, because after this, I'm going to get the why didn't you text me back? Like he did to you on the WhatsApp.
What's up, Perry? We are engaged in a merge here, I think, with Gen Z and whatever we're doing here for Backstop Banter. But we're trying.
This is for
I bet you
an hour and a half every Monday. Sometimes we talk about sports, but it's
Perry. While you're on here, let us hear from you too. We're talking about how when you text Connie and trying to engage in a conversation through via phone, as they say, and it's so hard. It's like pulling teeth with him. He's like, "Hey man, like thought about we could talk about I don't know Joey Votto knocking one out of the park today and how it's going," and he'll just text back and be like, "Lit." Sometimes you'll get two eyes.
Okay, because that's all that question deserves.
Heard. What are your thoughts on this? Heard.
No, if you asked me my thoughts on something, I would give you my thoughts on it.
That's basically what I was doing last night. I asked you if you saw it, and then you said you hadn't, so I was waiting for
I was with my friends.
Oh my God.
Josh, I'm telling you right now.
Even a simple Connie text would have been better than getting left on red.
Bro. If you are with your boys and I text you and you don't answer, I promise I'm not hurt.
I'm not hurt. I'm just saying.
I think you're both kind of hurt
all the time.
I think you're both kind of hurt right now.
Yeah,
I just want to know this. I will say this.
I am a little hurt because I thought we were cool, but I guess it's not.
Oh,
like
look at this.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, I gotta go find one of the tissues real quick.
Please, man, I'm getting emotional over here.
We thought this was going to be Backstop Banter, but it might be a Connie intervention right now. So
that's fine because I ain't changing.
We know, Connie. Man. We know.
We're just asking to be a little bit more human. You know?
I'm just glad on text that you don't have where it says red. Like
I do.
I know you've seen it. No, it doesn't do it on mine.
Well, yours is
broken. Nope. I'm sorry. It does. So that even makes it worse now. I'm going to have to look for it because it just said red on that. Okay. See, I can't stand that. When I see someone's read it and it's been like a day, and I'm like, okay.
Listen, if something deserves an answer, I will answer. And if it deserves a longer response than heard, say less, or sounds good, then I will.
I will say this, though, Josh. When I text you today, see if you're coming on, and I was getting green back, I was like, hold up.
I don't have an answer.
See, that's another reason I can't text Josh anyway.
What's the obsession with whether the text is green or blue? Like,
because I'm used to it.
I will say it bothered me a little bit because it's like it's not
color. You're used to I mean, Connie makes sense because if dude's not on the left side of the screen, he loses his mind. So
yeah, he does.
Listen,
but no, it's not the color part. It's just the fact that you have an Android instead of an iPhone. Are you like dead set Android only?
It was a free phone. I'm using it until it's done.
Say less.
Okay, perfect response.
That was good timing for that. Very good timing.
And that's what I would have said, but we don't see anybody crawling up Michael's ass.
But I was actually asking about his phone and engaging with Josh.
Listen, I already know about Josh's phone. I already know about it.
In that subject. But speaking of beautiful, can we just go ahead and just ask this question?
No.
Is this heaven?
Almost heaven. West Virginia.
West Virginia?
Come on. Almost heaven. West Virginia. Yo, what a great song. That's a banger. That is certified banger.
Yeah. I will agree. But as we all know, and I bet you even Josh knew, that there was a game played today in Iowa of baseball game. Being played, yes. What inning is it in?
It is currently the bottom of the 8th. It is 7-4 White Sox. Both teams have 5 hits. The White Sox have 1 error. And before we came on the show, I won't say the exact words, but I wished things upon Andrew Heaney that I won't repeat. And that's why the Yankees are losing.
And, of course, we all know about the game where it's played and how it is. Right, Josh? You know all about this game? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's the Field of Dreams. They had a beautiful pregame ceremony, if you will.
Fantastic.
Where Costner came out, walked around, spent like 10 years, it seemed like, walking from outfield to third base or somewhere, looking around. And then all of a sudden he turned back, and it was perfect on cue. As soon as he turned over his shoulder, they came out. And honestly, when I watched it on replay, ain't going to lie. It really looked like exactly like the movie. Like they just appeared almost. Like they did really good. Then I started thinking, I wonder how many people that are playing in this game have actually seen the movie, and then who has actually been in a cornfield before.
It's funny. John Boy actually tweeted it, I believe it was, that DJ LeMahieu and oh man, I'm gonna mess it. I don't know. It was DJ LeMahieu and somebody else were the only two Yankees alive when Field of Dreams came out.
Oh wow. I don't think either one of you all were, correct?
Really? Come on, Michael.
Don't let the beautiful facial hair fool
you. It was a joke, man. But okay.
I mean, don't be a comedian. Just saying. I'm just trying to help you.
If you want to, I'll support your dream as a comedian.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I gotta find this tweet now. It's gonna annoy me.
Hey, Josh, what did the fish say when it swam into a concrete wall? Damn. It swam into a dam. See? Don't tell me to quit.
I can't find the
tweet. Come up with a joke better than that.
Ooh.
Listen, all of my jokes I can't say because of Michael.
Is it about me?
No, it's because we like to keep things very family friendly on here.
Thank you. I mean, is that all you know? It's just dirty jokes?
I wouldn't even say they're dirty. They're just mean.
Vulgar.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So like dark humor?
Yeah, I'm a big dark humor guy.
I am too. And like.
Big fan.
It's almost like it's such an awkward situation when I hear them that all I can do is laugh. Like I heard.
Yeah, I was always a laugher in serious situations, which is why like my teachers really used to hate me when I was younger.
Okay, nobody on my Facebook's watching right now, so I'm going to say this: the worst one that I laughed way too much was, "What's worse than finding 10 dead babies in one trash can?"
Finding one dead baby
in 10 trash cans.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do nothing but laugh at that. And I felt horrible.
I think people that don't enjoy dark humor have a hard time.
I think they're lying.
Jokes. Like, they just don't accept that it's just a joke.
Well, I think they don't accept it as a joke, and I also think that they're lying. I think that they low-key enjoy it. They just want to put on a persona that they don't. That they're just too good for us.
Josh, let's hear your joke. Come on, everyone's got a go-to joke.
I'm not a comedian. I don't got jokes.
Yeah, I really carry the show.
Connie's beard is the comedian, but it's
Connie
a big
carries
joke.
Our sports show because he is a comedian.
Josh is too busy on the feet stuff, so.
God, let's not, bro. Please.
Can we? We are at 18 minutes.
Can we go 1 week of shows where it's not some stupid shit, like stupid crap like that?
Thank you. So, Josh, what questions do you have about baseball right now? Were you able to come up with any, or just?
Or are you just here for the ride?
Yeah, I'm here for the ride. You know, I mean, the one thing I do have to ask, because I just never looked it up, and I've been playing the show a little bit lately. Like when I'm pitching, because I only pitch like every couple weeks in the game. Like, what does the K stand for? Like, it'll be like K9.
That's a strikeout.
And I'm like, so that's all. Why is it a K? Like,
I don't, that honestly, I know that there's a K in strikeout. I really, I know that,
but like just a random. Why not an R?
Why not an S? Like an S.
Why the K?
I don't know. I don't know why it is a K. It almost does bother me a little bit now that you just said that. I never thought about it before, and it's never bothered me before. But now that you bring it up, it kind of annoys me. That's not just like an S.
Yeah, it's like if it's for a strikeout, then.
Like a touchdown isn't a CH, it's a TD.
Exactly. Like it doesn't make sense.
Michael, you looking it up?
Jesus.
Yes, I just looked it up. The S, when they first started coming up with the playbook and what went on, S stood for sacrifice. So he couldn't use the S. So he went with the K because it's the last letter in struck out, or struck would be what they were doing. So that's why they went with K. So it's not even struck, it's from struck.
Not a fan.
No.
Rob Manfred, get on that.
Yeah.
What are you going to make it, a T?
I'm making it an S.
SO?
I mean, SO makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, strike out.
I feel like SO means something in baseball though.
Strikeout?
No, it's not that, but it should be. I mean, I don't know why it annoys me that it's a K now though.
I always felt like it was awkward when like you're at a ball game and you see like there's 10 Ks out there. I'm like, that's kind of
that's what it is.
Kind of weird.
Shutout. SO is a shutout. All right, so we can't make it SO. I feel like here's the other thing too though. Whenever they say it's a sacrifice, they usually just sacrifice fly, sacrifice bunt. Like nobody says sacrifice, just that.
True.
So you know what? We're changing it from a K officially on this show. It's it's an S now. But let's get back to the Field of Dreams game. I want to get back to it. Because like you said, it's only been 21 minutes. I think we've done baseball we've done about 2 minutes of baseball. But I mean, I really like this, and apparently, they put like $5 million into the whole like situation that went on in the Field of Dreams game. Rob Manfred came out apparently and said that it's coming back next year. So it's coming back, and I kind of see this. I think it's going to end up sticking around because I also saw something that the MLB wants to do, like not like another event, because I wouldn't even consider this an event. It's kind of just like a game in a particular place. It's kind of like when the NFL, goes overseas and they play in London or whatever. I look at it more like that than like a true event, like the All-Star game or something like that. But I guess the NFL. See, now I'm all messed up. The MLB wants to do another thing like the All-Star game or like have another big, moment in the season. And I think that they're, with the success of this, they're just going to look at it and be like, all right, you know what? We'll keep the Field of Dreams game forever, and that'll be our second, big moment in the media. Because, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, this is the most baseball stuff I've seen talked about in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be talked about a lot tomorrow, especially just because, with Costner coming out, the players coming out of the corn, I think every run scored in this game has been a home run. So I think it's going to be all over the media tomorrow. Everybody's going to talk about, oh, it's so cool. And I was on just my main account on Twitter, which, of course, I still follow a bunch of sports people, obviously. But, even on that, it was filled with, Field of Dreams stuff. And there is, preseason football going on and everything like that. So, Mike, we might just have another guest.
Sounds good.
I think. All right. We're gonna have to have another guest.
Okay. But I mean, Josh is going to stay though, right? Like we're not kicking him out here.
Well, I don't care what Josh does. No, I'm
just kind of chilling.
What I thought was crazy.
That was before you go, Mike, because I know you have some actual baseball points and things like that. But Josh, I wanted to hear from you because I want to know if something like this would get you to watch baseball. Like these moments of things like that for somebody who's obviously not a huge. Okay, never mind. Here we go. I don't know. Oh, I think this man has access to the StreamYard. Didn't know that. I was going to send him the link, but I guess I don't have to. So you know what? He's usually in the comments, but now he's on the show. Hello, Mr. Cheese.
What's going on? What's going on, people? How's it going?
How's it doing today?
Good. We're living the dream.
Doing great. Great.
Can I be on the left?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Yeah. See? Don't you like the left?
It's just kind of bothering me a little bit.
Don't you like the left?
I knew that was going to happen. So let's go ahead and hear from you, Josh. What do you think about this game?
I was going to say, does it make you more, intrigued to actually watch?
I did not. I haven't watched it. I've seen clips of the game, but I mean, I don't know. For baseball, I don't know, like I don't watch it often, and it's not because it's like boring or anything. I just think like I don't know, it's still just too slow paced for me. I think that's just all it is. Like I get why people watch it in general, especially if they're big baseball people, and if I knew the players better and like have favorite players like that, I think that would make me watch it more. But definitely like if there are cooler events like this, then I probably would watch them. Just I don't know. There's not a lot for me that they could do to get me to watch it more. It's just about me watching it.
I would like to see a Sandlot game now.
Oh, you know what? Me too. So bad.
I think that would be great. And like everyone at least knows Sandlot, even if you weren't alive when it was
killing
out.
me, Smalls.
Exactly. You play ball like a girl. But I think that would be even interesting because, in my head, I'm thinking as far as next year, it's got to be Yankees and White Sox again because that's from the movie, like other teams and other players, I think, should get the opportunity to have this game too. I don't know, like, of course, I'm a Reds fan, so I'm just going to use him. I don't know if you say, like, the Reds and the Cubs play, but yet they wear Yankees and White Sox uniform for the game.
No. I think, listen, don't get me wrong. I know it's the Field of Dreams game or whatever like that,
right.
But I think you could do it with other teams, obviously. You would just put them in their throwback uniforms.
And I think that would be the easy solution, and I would be acceptance with it. I don't know if you'd have some diehard Field of Dreams fans that be like, that's inappropriate. You can't do that, But what I think has also been great about this is almost like a celebrity get-together. Like, we almost had a co-host or a special guest on here that is actually with, I want a real Field of Dreams, not just the Sox game. Jared, would it not be great to just have the Field of Dreams and just make it a location like that? And maybe that's
the movie set is right next to it.
Yeah, it's adjacent to it,
but it's just not big enough.
Right, and like you said, they've put $5 million into it. They've been building this for 5 years. I even seen someone talking on like a news outlet for it was saying that they were checking for tickets for this, and the cheapest tickets that they could find at that moment was $2,500. Like, they were going up in the tens to $15,000 for these games. And it's like some of these celebrities, what I was going to say, Nick Hamill, I think it is, that goes
Nick
around.
Hamill?
Yeah, his cameraman is who I was actually reaching out to see if he could come on. Fenway Chris, he's been a wonderful guy talking to me on Instagram. He was actually going to come on, or at least try to come on. And he said, "Wait a second, I can't come on. That's when I'm actually going to be at the Field of Dreams game." I'm like, a lot of these people have put their pictures out on Twitter, on Instagram that they're at this game, and it's cool to actually see. Almost like the NBA Finals where you see the celebrities courtside or just a regular game. We're getting that feel now with a baseball game, and that's something that you probably never seen before in the past at all. So I kind of like it for that aspect of it alone. But even just to think that much money is going into this Iowa field game, and I think it's awesome. Like, it's got a good kid at heart.
Illinois.
No, it's Iowa.
Are you sure?
100% it's Iowa.
It is Iowa.
Even Josh knows that. It's 100% Iowa. But anyways, that's easy.
Interesting.
3-1, and he's still looking it up to be sure.
Listen, I just want to know.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I'm so glad you're on here, Josh.
Wait, is Anthony looking up how to pronounce Iowa?
No.
He said Illinois. He thought it was in Illinois.
What's Illinois?
Well, actually,
what was I thinking of? I don't know.
Chicago?
Definitely not that. Whatever, Michael, go. Continue. What were you saying?
Well, I was just reading this comment here. The NBA loves throwback unis, and I think the Field of Dreams Day, they should all wear the. I kind of like that. Kind of like.
No, that's what I said.
But just every team wear that. No, I think he's meaning like almost like they do with the 42.
For the day.
Yeah, like every team everywhere wear them. I think that'd be really cool, actually. I love the Reds high socks. Even I'll say this for you, Jerry, because I know you're a big Cardinals fan. The St. Louis Cardinals, the striped socks that they wear, the Red Sox with the stripes, I love them. Anytime they do high socks, I think it's so cool.
Michael, would you ever wear the Reds high socks?
I would absolutely. Actually, I wore them when I played softball, men's softball, when I was a few years younger. I'd wear.
He actually only wears that to sleep. That's all he wears.
No, actually, I have hospital socks on right now. I love them. I'm not gonna lie. Cheese, what do you think about the game?
I think it's good for baseball. I think it could help broaden the horizon. Maybe if people aren't interested in just regular Red Sox Yankees game, whether at Yankee Stadium or in Chicago, they could look at this and say, "Oh, look at that!" And it could be a good nostalgia moment for people who've seen the Field of Dreams. It's like, hey, I remember watching it in that movie. So I think it's good for baseball. If they continue on with it, great. If not, then it's one of those where it is what it is. And like you guys mentioned earlier, Rob Manfred will hopefully continue it next year. I think it'll be great. I don't think they should do the same teams. I mean, I know in the movie it was based off of White Sox Yankees, but I feel like if you want to broaden the horizon even more, kind of like mentioned in the comments, you could just have like 2 teams and then just have their old throwback uniforms. That would be awesome to utilize.
Or have the oldest team in baseball play. Who would that be? Oh, that's Cincinnati Reds. I like it. Good thinking there.
What a homer, dude. You always throw in everything Reds.
The only thing that takes away from this game, if they because they are going to continue. Rob Manfred already said they're coming back next year and everything like that. I feel like it was so cool this time because they had Costner, because all the players walked out of the cornfields and everything like that. And I feel like that you can only capture that moment one time. I feel like if you continuously do it, it's just dumb.
I already thought you've got to bring back whoever is alive in the old days from the Yankees next time. Just have some of your old guys come out in uniforms, even though they're not playing, but bring those guys out of the cornfield next year. I think that would be awesome. Yes, it would. You all of a sudden you look up who's one of your favorite players that's still alive as a Yankee. Don't say Aaron Boone, obviously. That was a joke.
I mean, do I have to? How old do I have to go?
I mean, the older the better. I'll say for my Reds, like a Johnny Bench, a Pete Rose.
I mean, I guess you could say Reggie Jackson.
So, I was going to say Anthony would sure throw in his Twitter follower Reggie Jackson.
That is true.
That's
right. Follow me on Twitter.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying.
I mean, how cool would it be if you've seen those guys? And from a Reds perspective, because I'm a homer, the 1975, the Big Red Machine. That's what everything. If you know anything about the Reds as a fan base, you know the Big Red Machine. To see those guys coming out, Pete Rose, the best catcher ever to play, Johnny Bench, all those guys just running out in their uniforms, walking out, even throwing a little bit. That would be like, is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
It's West Virginia.
Oh my God. You thought it was Illinois.
But West Virginia that's a great song.
So that's the next step, in my opinion. If you're going to redo it with the White Sox and the Yankees, you have the let's say seasoned players come out. And I think that would be legit, or fire lit flames. What do you think, Josh? You kick back and relax over there.
I'm trying to find all the old players that are still alive right now, and they have a list, but some of these people just are not relevant. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think it'd be cool, especially just because that'd be cool for all the older fans of baseball, players that they watch. I think that'd be cool to bring them out.
I mean, you could have the Giants. You could have the Giants play and have the boy Willie Mays pull up.
Oh, perfect. I mean, exactly. Would that not be legit? What a great way to honor our old season players too.
Who would I want to see as like an old Dodger player to walk out?
Yes.
I mean, I think it'd be pretty legendary if you would see Sandy Koufax walk out. That'd be that'd be pretty legendary.
Josh, how about you and your Cubs? Who would you like to see?
Oh, yeah.
Sammy Sosa, Mark Grace.
Sammy Sosa is the only old Cub I know.
I don't think
Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
The big three, just bring hilarious. Out Rizzo, Baez, and Bryant.
Do the Reds and Dodgers do Old Timers Day?
I don't think so.
Oh, Judge with his second homer of the game? Love that. Nice. Now it's 7-6 in the top of the ninth. The Yankees are still going to lose because I believe the next two are Gallo and Stanton, and one of them is bound to strike out. But, it would be nice if they tied this.
Most preferably Gallo, though.
Yeah, it'll probably be Gallo. He's not been very well for us at the moment. Listen, I ain't giving up on the kid yet. This is what was expected. He strikes out, walks, and hits home runs. What else were people expecting? This man is not going to sit here and bat 350. That doesn't happen. But back to my point. So the Reds and Dodgers don't do Old Timers Day?
I don't think so. It would be nice if they did.
The Dodgers do a alumni game on a certain weekend where they have old players from the Dodgers come and they do a little alumni game on
that's what I mean. That's what I mean, because the Yankees have Old Timers Day where they invite all the old Yankee players back and then they play a slow pitch baseball game before the actual game. And then, I think they play like 3 innings. But it's very entertaining, let me tell you. I mean, you got like Willie Randolph coming back. Paul O'Neill plays in it. David Cohn plays in it.
Didn't Mariano Rivera play in 1 year? He threw like a heater. He threw like his famous cutter.
I feel like he did, but I'm also not sure. I'm really not sure. Why can I not remember this now?
Yeah, I could have swore I thought he did because he threw his famous cutter, and then one of the old guys was like, "Whoa, hey, like slow down, like this is a old oldies game." And then next thing you know, like when he's at the bat, it's like a double or something.
Ricky Henderson plays in it all the time, so it's a fun time, man. And let me tell you something, Ricky Henderson still got legs on the man. Man is still motoring around the bases. It's incredible. But you know what? Let's move on. The Field of Dreams game, currently 7-6.
What if the Orioles, we had Cal Ripken Jr. walking out? I mean, that's what it's all about.
My boy Ken Singleton, big fan. Big fan. Yankee announcer, former Oriole. But let's talk about the Rays real quick. Because they once again came back the other night against the Red Sox. They have 36 come from behind wins this year. I believe that it's first in the majors, because I know the Yankees have like 35 as well, so they're right there with them. I think the Yankees have that's what I think is. I think the Yankees have the best record in those games, but they just don't have the most. Obviously, that's the Rays. Now, Michael, it's an amazing stat. It's an amazing thing. What do you think contributes to that?
Honestly, I think what contributes to that is how the Rays farm system, just their front office, how they do everything. You could take anyone in that lineup and put into any place. I'm not going to say position, but anyone from their however big roster they are, and still they're productive. I can't even think of the guy 2 nights ago. Hadn't played in probably 3 nights, but they gave a guy a rest and played him in, and I think he had like a 3-run shot. It's just they're so interchangeable and there's so much depth in there. I think it's almost instilled with them that no matter what the lead is, they know that mathematically, just the whole advanced stats that they're all bought into, that they're never out until the 9th inning with the final out. And I want to say that they even have over 50% of their wins have been come from behind at some point. And I want to say,
oh my God, Stanton hit a home run. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Let's go. 8-6, top 9. Yankees might tie that record for most comeback wins. Wow, Liam Hendricks gives up 4 runs in the 9th inning.
And I'm so happy, too, going with the game there, that this monumental of a game that we're having is a good one. Is a good game. Yes. Like it's not a 1-0 game, which is good when it's a pitching duel.
You know what, Michael? It's funny you say that, because I felt the same exact way when you remember when the Yankees and Red Sox played in London.
Yeah, I remember that. Boston scored like 6 runs in the first.
Yeah. I think the Yankees scored 6 runs in the top of the first,
and then
Boston came back and scored like
another
5.
6.
Or something like that. Scored like 5. Then the games, all the games there were like double digits.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's nothing better than, like, if you're going to do this, which they obviously are, if you have a dud of a game, God, does it make it just so much harder for, somebody to actually enjoy it. Like Josh, 8-7, you see how hyped I get. I mean, I'm a baseball fan or whatever, but I feel like even you who's not a baseball fan, you can respect, a comeback. They were just down 3 runs in the last inning, everything like that. Does it make it more entertaining for you at least? Because I think I could still appreciate a 1-0 game. Michael, I think you could as well.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, Josh, does it make it easier to watch for you if it's a game like this than like a 1-0, pitcher's duel?
No, I mean, comebacks in any sport, I think, is entertaining. So it's definitely.
You know what we need to do? We need to watch a game with Josh live on a stream and make him watch it, where we're watching it and say, okay, Josh, this is what's going on. This is what the thought process is. And I think that would help you a little bit.
Well, then let's do it doing postseason baseball.
I was going to say postseason baseball, you know when we'll do it? I got it. Wild card game. Because those are the ones that are
less.
See, exactly. Those are the ones that are real important, obviously, as Zach Britton warms in the bullpen, which I'm a little scared of because he hasn't been very good recently, but that's a different problem.
On the 16-team playoff that we'll have.
Yeah, please, no. All right, I know we were talking about the Rays, but they're just good at coming back from behind. Woo, big deal. Please, for the love of God, I'm begging you, don't do 16 teams. I don't know.
They will.
Like, where'd you hear that or see that?
What?
They actually said 14 teams. What the Manfred was talking about that they're thinking about implementing this year is a 14-team playoff, and all I can think on that would be, let's see here. There's 3 divisions each league. That's 6.
There's 32 teams, isn't there? No, 30.
Yes, but I'm saying that there's the East, Central, and West. So you're taking your 3 winners there. I guess you take the second place on all of them. That comes up with 12, and then you have 1 actual wild card from each division.
You would have 2.
With 14, yeah, you'd have 2. I guess it'd be the play-in, yeah. So that's the only thing I can think of. But if you're going to do that, just make it 16 and take the top 3 of all 3 conferences and go on.
No.
No.
Because there are some teams in divisions that should be nowhere near the postseason. Like you mean to tell me somebody wants to see the St. Louis Cardinals in the playoffs right now?
Easy, Jared. Calm down.
No,
I will tell you this: whoever the Cardinals play, there will be tickets sold for that game, and there's money to be made.
Or who would want to see the Cleveland Guardians? No one wants to see the Cleveland Guardians.
Will that name actually stay? That's the question because
it will next year.
Come on,
next year it will be implemented.
Team, Michael.
They're already copywritten, so you have to either buy them. Yeah,
they'll just buy it out.
That's money from a team that already struggles to pay. Hey, Stanton just clutch home run, 2-run blast, man! Woo! I just got the Bleacher Report update. Sorry.
Interesting development.
But I'm not saying I'm for 16 teams. I'm also not saying I'm for 14 teams. But if you're going to do 14, you might as well, in my opinion, add 2 more. But it can't be playoff series. I think it's got to be playing games, like a bunch of them. I think if you're going to do it.
Because maybe I'm just weird on the situation because I don't like when a lot of teams make the playoffs. Josh, I know because we talk basketball a lot over there on Gen Z, and that's what I think one of the things that kills the NBA playoffs for me is I feel like I don't have to watch the first round, sometimes even the second round, because those
second round it depends.
Yeah,
like you mean to tell me like people were going to watch Brooklyn versus Milwaukee in the second round because that's like a conference finals.
Absolutely, but I feel like there's also some times where I just don't have to watch it.
I think it's like games 1 and 2 and 3 are kind of pointless because. If it's a mismatch, a team's going to dominate. But like closeout games, I'll watch regardless if it's 1 versus 8.
Oh no, that's a completely.
I feel like the thing about Game 3 is I feel like it would only be intriguing to watch if your team is either up 2-0 or down 0-2, because then you could really see like their season's really on the line because there ain't no coming back down 0-3, unless if you're the 0-4 Red Sox.
I'm just thinking. Oh, gotcha. My bad. Sorry, man. I totally missed that one. Only thing I'm thinking of, or in my vision, how I would see it is it's basically the regular playoffs, what you got right now, but you're adding it up to 1-game play-ins. And to me, when it comes to baseball, those can be very tricky. If you had like 3 play-in games to get to the actual core of the playoffs of what it is now, if you got an ace going to go up against someone else's number 2 or number 3 guy to try to think, hey, we're going to win this game easy and slip on in to where we can have our ace when we actually get to a series, I think that would be interesting because it goes into the mental part of it where you're going to plan your schemes, strategy, and all that. I think that would be interesting because you could have a team like we'll say White Sox, who's probably the best team in the AL right now. Sorry, Connie. And what if they think that this game is a no-watch game, like it's an easy win for them, though they skip their ace to rest for another game or another series, and they end up blowing it, and so they're out of it. Obviously, they're the number 1 team, so they wouldn't be in a playing game. I just think that would be interesting to see how they do that.
See, I feel like it's That's the weird thing with baseball too, though, is I feel like it's so unfair to put teams in a play-in game. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the wild card game, and it's never going to go anywhere because it does get like the wild card game is where you're going to get most of your eyes during the playoffs because it's one and you're done. Like, there's just something.
and you're also going to get your solid aces too. Like if the Lowell Mets are in a wild card spot, you're going to get a healthy Jacob deGrom, and if they play a team like maybe like the Los Angeles Dodgers, you could get like a Max Scherzer versus Jacob deGrom in the wild card game, and people are going to say, "Sign me up for that."
Yeah, you absolutely will, and I'm going to watch it. And like I said, it's not going to change, and I find it entertaining. So like, I'm not even for changing it, but there's also that small part inside of me that's like, God, this is so unfair. Like imagine, imagine playing 162 games and you have to go down to the wire, and the team in the first wild card spot is already, as Josh heads on out of here. The man is a busy person, okay? But you play 162 games. And the first wild card team is locked up. Like they, maybe 2 weeks before they've locked up that first wild card spot. But the second wild card team is in a battle with, the third team or whatever. So they got to still, play all their best players. They still have to, pitch their best pitchers. And then you get the ace versus the fourth starter. Like there's stuff like that a one game after you just played 162, the marathon of baseball, that is still so unfair to me. And don't get me wrong, I don't think they should change it. I don't think they will, but there is that part of me that's like, damn, that sucks for you.
Well, that's even like the Reds last year. We had Trevor Bauer and Sonny Gray was our 1-2 ace. Even Luis Castillo was pretty good last year. And everyone's like, the Reds don't have a chance of doing anything in the playoffs, but in a 3-game series against the Braves, they could actually pull this off with 2 or 3 of their aces right there and cause a big upset. Of course, our offense can't score a single run in those games, but we held our own on that. So it's definitely going to be those situations on there, I think.
Last year's NBA first round was fun. Teams actually showed up to play. I know it's been said 1,000 times, but it really felt like a college atmosphere, even for baseball. I think it just depends on the mentality of the teams in the league. So I think I would rather have the longer postseason for years like that than make it totally worth the boring sweeps. And yeah, it's funny because they've even like I've heard people say like the first because the first round is the best of 5 instead of the best of 7 like the other ones are, and they're like they should extend that to a best of 7 as well and blah blah blah. And I don't know, there is something about the shorter series that makes it more entertaining. But like I said, it also just what?
I'm sorry, but I was just saying, especially because you can't afford to lose the first 2 in a best of 5. Like if you're down,
unless you're the 17 Yankees, I'm just saying they did it twice. Just saying.
Well, when you verse the Cleveland Indians in the playoffs in 2017, that's a guaranteed dub because they're famous choke artists.
I wouldn't say guaranteed,
but they're choke artists.
Guaranteed.
I wouldn't say guaranteed.
Okay, well, if that's the case, they're not just choke artists.
Yeah, they're not the Twins. Twins get slapped around by those Yanks every year.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you.
And whenever the Twins are in the postseason, you just have to call them TS because they don't win.
Oh, gotcha. Because it's win in twin.
Okay, now I get it. I didn't get it at first either. I'm not going to lie to you. Michael, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, I know I'm old school, and I wasn't for the universal DH until I actually seen the universal DH, and now it's all I want. But the more we talk about this,
Tim Anderson hit a walk-off.
Ooh.
And he lose.
Ooh.
That's
ouch.
God,
that's
Zach Britton is so bad.
But what a great game. What a great game.
So bad.
Now, let's take out your fandom here. And
is he worse than Edluz Diaz?
It was a great game, though, wasn't it?
No, fantastic game.
But I'm just going to say, I kind of actually think I'm going to say I like the idea of expanding this and making it like 1-game play-ins. I think it would be actually kind of cool, maybe even a 3-game series, best of 2. It adds more for the 14 teams or 12, like farther back. I think it would actually be fun. I think it'd be entertaining. You get a little more baseball. Obviously, everyone's going to be getting some more money and more viewership. I think it actually would draw more of a crowd on it. I really do, because it's a 1-game take all, and your team is in the playoffs, so you're actually engaged in that game.
I also kind of think it depends on the kind of team. Because if it's say like for example like I'm gonna pull up like the American wild card team, like you got the A's, you got the Red Sox at the top 2 wild cards, you got the Yankees and Blue Jays just behind them. I would love to see if it expanded to see all 4 of those teams make it, just because of like they have such a great record. But in the NL, I mean the wild card teams, you got the Dodgers, you got the Padres, clearly great teams, but then you kind of got 2 teams in the Reds and the Mets who are kind of just sliding, like just maybe slightly above. I mean, the Reds are hot right now. The 8 games above 500, but just you could get one of those teams where they really shouldn't be there, but because I expanded it, it's like here you go. We'll just get you in just because.
Well, let's look at the NBA this year. Was it not the most viewed NBA in probably the past 5 to 10 years? And we didn't have your stardom teams in it. I think the more you get the smaller teams that you don't see, the fans are more engaged into it. And I'm not saying that these wildcard games would lead up to a team making the World Series. It's not going to happen. But you're actually going to get more viewers to actually watch their teams because there's more games. I think
I feel like it's not even the smaller team. I feel like it depends on the story.
Agreed. Like, let's be honest. If the Orioles somehow went on a big run and could actually be top 3 in their conference or their division, what a great story that would be, and be able to watch Massini be able to play in a wild card game.
Like if you took the Dodgers,
hold up. Thank you, Jimmy. Carry on.
Like if you took the Dodgers or the Yankees and you put them in like, some whatever small market you can think of, but they had a great story, I feel like it would matter more than them just being who they are. Like in 2017, when the Yankees were making that run in the playoffs, like it wasn't even because it was the Yankees that I feel like people were intrigued. It was because they weren't supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, look at the Astros. Like there was no fans of them whatsoever. And then they go to the World Series and look how big they are now. Like people love them.
I mean, yeah.
People don't love them anymore, but
nobody should.
And then even think about the Royals. Have you ever met an actual Kansas City Royal fan?
Not one.
No.
But when they were actually legit and competing for the World Series,
they were a fun team.
They were, especially when they had Hosmer, Kane, Moose,
and see you can
Johnny Cueto.
Name some of the players. That's what's crazy. Johnny Cueto. I think I have a bobblehead of his.
I'm not going to lie. That loss really just killed my whole vibe.
You know what? You are a vibe killer.
That just killed my whole vibe.
Connie's not a vibe killer. I do not tolerate that disrespect, Michael.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was straight disrespect. See? But what about you guys were saying something about the Tampa Bay Rays on how they have the most comeback wins?
That is true.
Yes, we were like 23 minutes ago at the 3-minute mark. I think we're past that one now. Just they are basically mechanical on how they do their things, and that's why I think they're interchangeable on their players and can carry on this way.
Honestly, I feel like for them with their comeback wins, it's that their bullpen is so good too that even if their starter's bad, you can kind of take them out before it gets out of hand, and you can put the bullpen in, and then it'll be like, okay, we can keep it at 3, and that's still doable instead of like, a team with a terrible bullpen where you take out the starter and then the bullpen comes in and gives up another 4 runs anyway.
Are you talking about the Reds here?
They weren't in my mind. I was thinking more of the Phillies.
Oh, okay.
But,
I mean, it's definitely the Reds.
But, speaking of the Phillies, and we're in the same division now, how about those Mets, baby? Mets and Red Sox just absolutely falling on their face. Let me tell you something. Nothing makes me happier. Nothing.
I actually have.
Oh, yeah? What do you have, Michael?
Since you went to it, bam! The Mets clubhouse is a wreck. Have you guys heard what's been going on in the clubhouse here recently?
I heard that, let's see. I know that the Met GM, interim GM, kind of, I don't know, I guess called out is the correct word, that, some of the players are having like soft tissue injuries and that, maybe they should change up their habits or whatever. I don't know, something along those lines. And then I guess after one of the games, Marcus Stroman said something about it, and it's been a mess.
Basically, he called them out, as you say, and it was a very nonchalant, as they say, call out. He was just saying, we have our doctors, our trainers, to actually basically assess every player at the beginning of the year in spring training and say this is where they should be, this is what they should be doing to stay healthy, to stay stretched out and flexible. But we have some guys, and this is Michael paraphrasing it, obviously, that we have some guys that have their own guys in their own circle that uses their own trainers, and they're not holding up to what we want. And we're having these minor injuries, the soft tissues that shouldn't be happening. And then on MLB, I'll just say this, XM Radio, the MLB show that I was listening to, they're actually talking about there's no injuries that the Mets have other than like one, and I think it's Lindor, that has an injury that is anything remote to a soft tissue injury. Everything else is like a broken bone or a hip dislocation or something like that. So it's almost like he was calling out Lindor without calling him out. And it's kind of caused some ruckus going on up in this locker room right now, or in this this clubhouse. And the Mets are falling apart anyways. I think they lost 6 of their last 10.
Michael, you're muted, by the way. I don't know how you're muted. Wait, am I muted? What's going on? Or can I not hear?
I was muted. How much did you hear of me?
I heard up to, I don't know. I can't remember. It wasn't very long.
I think it was just before, just before you were about to say like how badly the Mets have been on a downward spiral.
So did you hear me talk anything about Lindor?
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't been muted very long then, right?
No, I told you it was like 5 seconds.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know. I don't know how that happened.
I literally thought that my entire thing just messed up. I thought it was just me.
Oh, no. So they have the Mets. Who are they playing right now? They're playing in a series against.
They're playing the Phillies. The series is over. They swept them.
Okay.
No, I lied to you. It was the Nationals.
Okay. Who is a team that has pretty much traded everyone, as we know?
They sold.
Yeah.
They have no shot.
Yeah, they are 4-6.
We thank the Nationals for selling. We appreciate Trey Turner and Max Scherzer. Thank you very much.
So the Mets are 4-6 of their last 10, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. So they're basically 1 of 6, if you want to go that route. So yeah, the Mets have definitely been struggling. Thank goodness they were playing the Nationals during this time because they needed a win. Alonso, I think, had a walk-off.
He did. Home run today. In the second game of the doubleheader.
Yes.
Do you see who their next series are against?
Dodgers. I have not.
They play the Dodgers, then the Giants, then the Dodgers again, and then the Giants again.
Ooh.
That smells like 9 or 12 L's.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they may win 1 game in that. Sorry, I'm getting more comfortable here. But, yeah, I think that's going to be a rough time for them.
You know who's in first place, Michael?
Who would be in first place?
Your Braves.
Yes, I know. Of course, they just got done playing the Reds and beating them 2 out of 3 games and destroying us. But watch out! I've been saying it. The Braves, and actually, I'm sorry, no, the Phillies won today, so they're up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting development.
Right now, it's actually the Phillies. The Mets are half a game back, and then the Braves are 1 game back.
I just can't believe. Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? Have you guys heard Pete Alonso's recent comments?
Just believe in us.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, we're fine. Just believe." Blah blah blah. Just believe. Here's the thing too, with the Mets and why you should be worried about it. If you're a Met fan, this isn't just a random occurrence. The pitching has been good all year, and the only reason you've been good is because of your pitching, and the hitting has been awful the entire season, and now the pitching just isn't as good, and the hitting is still just as terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I not? How am I not worried? Why wouldn't I be worried at this point?
I also feel like this is a classic lull Mets. This is literally what you expect out of the Mets. Everyone's riding high on them during the season, the Mets are back. This is gonna be good. It's a new era under Steve Cohen. It's the same old stuff. It's the same old Mets. What Why would people think that the Mets would actually be relevant? Like it's honestly like, why do people have their hopes up for the Mets when they pull stuff like this?
I would like to back up to.
Hey, they won the World Series in 15.
In 2015, when everybody was healthy.
I want to back up and say preseason when we had our panels, everyone was saying that the Mets are here. The Mets are going to be a great team.
I did not.
I knew one person. I said they were 3 years out. Cohen is wanting to turn this team around, but you have to change that culture. It's going to take a couple years. But you know what? I want to say this. I want to say this real quick. If Alonso really wants you to believe, you know what I'd like to see him do? I would like to see him play well. I'd like to see him to go to mybookie.ag and use the promo code USN100 and place a big bet on the Mets doing something this year.
Well, Mike, he doesn't want to be like Pete Rose, because he doesn't want to be like your boy Pete Rose, that dirty cheater.
I know. But for you Mets fans, if you believe in your Mets, as Alonso wants you to do, use this promo code, as you can see down here, USN100 on mybookie.ag, and us here at Backstop Banter /Perry will actually double your first deposit up to $1,000. So if you got some extra cash laying around, got 2 or 3 babies under 6 years old, and you got that steamy coming in every month, go ahead and place that bet. Your first deposit, we will double as long as you use that USN 100. Bam.
That is true. You know, the Mets have a minus 13 run differential.
Minus 13. Now, those numbers can fluctuate, obviously, but I really like those numbers. That is crazy to think that you have a chance.
You know that one team has a plus run differential in the entire National League East? And that is the Braves.
I would say the Braves.
No, yeah, plus 59.
Can you guys believe
the Phillies are minus 15, Mets are minus 13, Washington's minus 44, and the Miami Marlins are minus 17.
Can you believe that the Dodgers have a plus 181 run differential and are still 4.5 games back of first place?
San Francisco's just too good. Too good.
Are they?
Obviously.
I know. That's what's great.
Here's the thing. I was skeptical of the Giants at first. The Giants they're going to cool off. There's no way to keep this going. But they got 73 wins. They look legit. But I'm still holding out to where wait until we get fully healthy. Wait until it's like late August, early September. Everyone from the Dodgers gets off the IL, and we'll be cruising.
I'm just going to say this. Let's fast forward to September, end of September. If the Giants finish the season in number 1 and the Dodgers still beat them somehow or get past them farther in the playoffs, I still think it was a huge win for the Giants.
Yes, of course. I don't think anybody expected the Giants to be this good. I thought for sure
expected the Giants to be better
in third place. Yeah.
Well, I had a feeling like before the season started, I had a feeling it would be Dodgers, Padres, and then the only other team would be Giants in third place. And then it'd be Colorado, then Arizona.
I actually thought Arizona may be better than what they are this year.
No.
Arizona, I mean, they're bad, but I actually thought Colorado would be below them.
Was it because they didn't get a lot in the Arenado trade?
I mean, I really thought Trevor Story would have been traded.
I think everybody did. I think everybody thought Trevor Story was going to be traded, and then the Rockies decided, we're going to.
Maybe
I think Colorado forgot to hit yes on a trade offer or something.
Maybe they forgot to, because I thought Arizona would be bad. I did not realize they had 35 wins. They are 35-80. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's also the worst record in baseball.
Well, I would hope so.
They are more games back from first than wins.
Yeah, that's true. They're 38.5 games back from first.
Let me tell you.
And then
the MLB has some bad teams. Like some
especially
really bad teams.
Like the Pittsburgh Pirates too. That's
Pirates. The Orioles are 38-75. The Rangers are 40-75. Miami. I mean, at least Miami.
Remember when
wins,
teams like
damn.
Remember back in the day where teams like the Texas Rangers and the Pittsburgh Pirates were chilling in the postseason? Like the Pirates had like that 3-year stretch where like PNC Park was buzzing.
See,
and then the Rangers had like a 2-year stretch where Canada owned them.
Shout out Nelson Cruz for some unknown reason playing the outfield against the Cardinals in that World Series. Unbelievable. Could have won them their first championship, and yeah.
They also lost to the Giants too.
The Rangers?
Yeah, they lost the World Series back-to-back years in 2010 and then 2011.
That's what we would call tough life. But you know what? I think
sounds like the Rangers went the wrong way there. Speaking of the wrong way, who else is going the wrong way? Wrong way, Red Sox. Connie, I know they are true to your heart in that conference or in that division. I want to say conference. I'm ready for football. College football, that is. And let's hear your thoughts about the Red Sox because, I know it hurts you being a Yankee fan to see what's going on up there. So let's hear what you got.
Yeah, I mean, they've just come crashing back down to earth. And I said it last week, and I'll say it again. I think that them not trading for anybody at the trade deadline is going to come back and kill them, and it clearly has because you look at every single team that made a trade during the deadline, and they're just playing out of their minds. I think the Yankees have the best record in baseball since the trade deadline. The Rays are obviously atop of that division. The Blue Jays have started playing better. Obviously, the Dodgers were always good. You still have the Giants playing very well. They made those trades. I mean, it's literally the Red Sox and the Mets who have been going down. And, I mean, obviously the Mets didn't make a trade, but they made a trade for a position that a lot of people didn't think they really needed, considering they do have Lindor, even though Lindor is hurt right now. So he'll, when he comes back.
Baez will move over second.
Yeah, Baez will move back to second and all of those. But
didn't the only move the Red Sox make was get like Kyle Schwarber?
They did. Hurt. And he is currently hurt. But they are getting back Chris Sale from Tommy John surgery. So he'll be back. Schwarber will be back. But, even with that, yes, I feel like before Sale was kind of like a luxury coming back and, you were just happy to have him back. Now it's kind of a necessity and he has to be back to the old Chris Sale or else you're kind of screwed. And, even Schwarber, I said it last week, it doesn't make sense. They were the team that needed Anthony Rizzo. And I mean, don't get me wrong, thoroughly appreciate Rizzo coming over to the Yankees, but they were the team that needed him because their first base play is terrible. Now you're going to put Schwarber there, who's an awful fielder. And if you don't put him there, then you got to put him in left field. Or no, then you got to put him at DH, and then you got to put JD Martinez in left field, who's not a good fielder. Or you put, Schwarber in left field, keep JD, and then you got whoever your left fielder is right now, which I think is Verdugo, you would have to take him out of left field. So now there's no flexibility. They've turned into the Yankees with the fact that they have no flexibility. And it's funny because the Yankees kind of do have it now because Stan started playing the outfield out of nowhere. So they're just – it's a weird situation for them. They're in a bad spot. They're kind of – coming back down to earth a little bit. And obviously, I hope that it continues that way. Boston fans, not so much. But, yeah, I don't know how it gets too much better. JD has been bad since the All-Star break. Xander's been bad since the All-Star break. I think they have one of the worst starting pitching ERAs since the All-Star break. So it's just been a rough time all around for those Red Sox.
What I don't understand is, I'll say this. Let me back up first. I feel like they struck out during the trade deadline. I feel like they should have done some more. They should have went for pitching, and I feel like they just drug their feet on that. Like you said, I like the word that you used, the luxury of Chris Sale coming back. Like we expected them to make a move at pitching, and they didn't do it. So now they're actually, instead of having him as a luxury, they're actually going to have to count on him to save their season in a way. Like Chris Sale is going to have to come back and be all-star pre-Tommy John. And I want to say I've heard that he actually may be going to the bullpen instead of starting for a while.
Yeah, but that's usually just to stretch them out. I think it's the same situation with a lot of pitchers that are coming back. Like I think when the Yankees get Severino back, he'll be in the bullpen. I think when the Mets get Syndergaard back, and maybe even DeGrom.
That's who the Syndergaard. They're actually talking about he's going to do. I'm mixing up my teams here. They're actually talking about he may just do the rest of the year in the bullpen when he actually does come up. I'm sorry, switching that out. So Chris Sales has to be their savior on this team for this year and come out and be 100% healthy and ready to go. I don't think that's going to pan out well for them, and I think they actually are going to be a bust now. I mean, they're busting now, but I think it's going to continue to bottom out. Do you think that they could fall all the way to fourth place in this division by the year ends?
I think I'll throw in. I think it's very much a possibility. I mean, you look at. I love that Anthony mentioned the Red Sox. They were silent on the trade deadline, and pretty much the teams that have made it, to Connie's point, they have gotten better. You look at the last 10 games, Boston. They've lost 7 out of the last 10. But teams like the Rays, like the Blue Jays, like the Yankees, who each made trade deadline moves at the trade deadline, Tampa's won 7 of the last 10 games. The Blue Jays have won 8 of the last 10 games. Yankees have won 7 of the last 10 games. Before the Field of Dreams game, they've been on a hot streak. And Boston is just seeming to cool down. And I had a feeling that Boston was going to cool down just because, I mean, you look at some teams that just start off hot during the season, you kind of expect to cool down. I mean, I kind of felt the same way about the Giants, but they have been proving me wrong as of lately. But I kind of felt like Boston was one of those teams to where, like, they look hot. They're starting off hot. But there comes a point in time where you're just going to simply run out of gas. And it looks like to this point, Boston has run out of gas. Now, it could obviously turn around. It could obviously change, during the season. Maybe if their guys get healthy or something like that, they could go on a roll. If Chris Sale goes back to form, obviously it could be different. But as of right now, they are definitely on a downward spiral. But they still hold a wild card spot. As of right now, they are still 2 games ahead of the Blue Jays and the Yankees for the second wild card spot. So for right now, they're still in the postseason. But if they don't turn it around quickly, they could very much fall out of the playoff picture and possibly be a fourth place team.
Guys, have you noticed this really cool shirt I have on?
Oh, yeah, I designed it, so.
If you didn't know, that's Backstop Banter's logo. And if you would like your own merch like this, you can go to teespring.com/store/unwrapped and check out all of the merch that we have on the show. And we have from all of our shows, like Count the Bucket. We even have Hard Count, Generation Z on there.
Generational sports, Michael.
Come on.
I'm sorry. Generational.
You say this every time.
I do. Generational sports with a Z. Gen Z. I'm sorry. And just so much more merch on there and gear. We even have the LeBron James weird looking stuff, but go check that out. We appreciate all support on there as well.
I just realized just looking at the Yankee schedule right now. 1, 2, 3. I believe they have 6 more games remaining with the Red Sox this season.
Ooh.
So those are going to be some very important games. I mean, after they play the White Sox in this, they have a makeup game with the Angels. Then they play those Red Sox. Then the Twins come to town for a nice series. Then the Braves, and then another big series too. They go out west to play Oakland. So Yankees got some important games coming up, and obviously, by the time they're playing those games, everybody's actually going to be back. Because I mean, you can literally field a team with the people the Yankees have missing.
Mm-hmm.
Left field would be Clint Frazier. Center field would be Aaron Hicks. Third base, Gio Urshela. Shortstop is Glaber. First base is now Anthony Rizzo. Was Luke Voigt before. I can't remember who the second baseman would be, but catcher would be Gary. The pitchers would be Garrett Cole, Luis Severino, Corey Kluber, Jordan Montgomery. You can so Chapman is on the IL. I mean, it's so by the time they're playing those games, everybody should be back. Rizzo will be back from COVID. Cole is being put back into the rotation, I believe, next series. And then Gary should be back from the COVID IL. So right now, listen, the team is still good because you still have Judge and Stan and obviously Gallo and everybody. But we're not quite the, as Brian Cashman likes to say, the fully operational Death Star.
Yeah, welcome to the club. One thing I will say, I feel like the final 9 games for the Yankees this year, they got the 3-game series against Boston, 3-game series against Toronto, 3 games against Tampa. That's going to pretty much set in stone who's going to, one, who could win the division? 2, who's going to be in the wild card spot? And 3, who will miss the playoffs? Maybe.
Oh, definitely.
I think this is I feel like depending on how the Yankees do in those 9 games, if they get on a hot streak and they could find a way to win those 9 straight games, maybe they don't have to strive just for a wild card. Maybe that AL East could be theirs.
I don't know. I think the Rays.
I want to see you in a beard.
I can't really grow a beard. I mean, I try it out. It just doesn't look good. I look ugly. I can go mustache. I could try to go with the baby stash, but like I don't look good. The one thing I got though is the hair. Hair I can do no problem.
Still not better than mine. It's okay.
What do you mean?
What's
just curls?
How many people can have better hair than me though? It's fine.
Wait, your hair's getting pretty long. Can you get the cheese head still on?
Yeah, I can still get the cheese head on.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, we do have to make sure.
You know what, Matt? I don't want you to shave again until it is the playoffs in the MLB, and I want to see you.
Like the facial hair?
Everything. Like, I mean, you can shave on your neck if you want to, but
come on, Connie.
I want to see it. I'm sure, Matt, even if you're ugly or not, it's going to be a better beard than this guy over here. Look at it.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Connie's got a good patch. Like it may not be a lot. It may not be like the whole side like Michael, but at least Connie has it consistently. He has it consistent like the tortilla from Sausage Party. He's got it consistent.
Okay. So
he's got that Klay Thompson look.
Exactly.
I mean, okay. Speaking of Klay Thompson, you guys should go to rxhemp.com. Use promo code rxhemp/USN to get 15% off of every purchase you ever make there. rxhemp.com, promo code rxhemp/ or hyphen, I don't know, USN.
Dash.
No, that's a dash.
It's a dash, true. Michael.
A slash is like that.
This is why it was better when I read the promo.
You know, Michael, you were doing so good. You had a smooth transition using Klay Thompson.
No, that was not smooth. It wasn't.
It was interesting, but it made sense. And then you throw in the slash with a hyphen.
I really wasn't going to actually try to make it smooth, but it did work. Thank you. Jimmy gave us a laugh out loud face there, so thank you on that one, Jimmy.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Can you not see it? It's right above your head.
I see it. I just didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You could do different. You could do different.
I didn't know that you
could do different emotes on Facebook.
Whoa! That's what it is. It's Facebook, Connie. You don't have Facebook.
I think you could do a.
Ooh.
Matt, do you have Facebook? I have Facebook. I think we're friends on there. Connie, you don't have to be 60 to have Facebook.
Michael, I was in like 6th grade when Facebook was popular.
Okay.
Why would I have a Facebook?
And that's probably where Connie became a menace.
Because he wasn't popular in 6th grade is what it was.
This is just simply not true. I've been popular my entire life. It's almost it's almost annoying, honestly.
I mean, it definitely is. Excuse me. Looks like we got
Michael, I know it's hard for you to imagine people with a lot of friends because, over there in the middle of nowhere, you guys have to be friends with, cows and corn and.
Update,
Michael. How is that cow?
She's doing pretty good. She's doing pretty good. Now the person that's keeping her on the farm where he lives was kind of, I think, trying to take some money from me, but I got that worked out now.
Oh yeah.
Said my cow was eating 10 to 15 pounds a day, and talked to someone that actually lives pretty close to him that is related to them, and said that he has a cow that he's trying to fatten up to sell off at an auction and earn money or get more money back. And my cow's just eating some of the food that he's trying to feed his cow too. So it's not that my cow is eating all of the food. He's just putting it out there and it's being ate. So possibly
maybe your cow wants to be sold first. That's why
that's fine with me. That's fine with me. It's a Longhorn though. Like I might actually end up liking this cow and keeping it. I don't know. My wife and I have been talking.
Here's one thing I will say for the Longhorn. Are the horns up or are they down?
It's 8 months old, so it's kind of just like right now. It's kind of like Connie, We're getting there.
Why did Connie deserve that shot? Connie was just saying they mind his own business, and you just throw a heater.
I'm sorry, Connie. I apologize.
No, don't worry. I get back easily.
Hey, Connie, how was your Yankee Stadium experience?
They lost, so I mean, it was typical.
What? And
what?
Cole didn't even pitch.
Yeah, no, that from
devastating.
Pure possible excitement.
Oh, that's tough. They didn't even score a run either.
No, they did
Lost
not.
2-0.
That's okay. I'm going back to 21st with my boy. So we'll see what happens then.
Well, they're playing the Twins. You better beat the Twins.
I mean, yeah, the Yankees always beat the Twins. I ain't that worried about that one.
Well,
see, I knew they were going to lose. It was a day game, and the Yankees have like the worst record in day games this year. They were going for the sweep. They can't sweep teams. And I was there. So that's just 3 bad luck charms immediately. But, we're playing the Twins this time, so maybe it's
So
possible.
what you're saying is any game that you go to, you should just
I think I've been to
Yankees.
one Yankee game where they've won out of 5 or 6 I've gone to.
But
it was a great game. They played the Astros. Gardner hit a game-tying home run in the 9th, and then Glaber hit a walk-off. So it was a great time. That game.
Have you ever been to any of the Yankee postseason games?
I have not. Those are very expensive tickets.
Yeah, I was going to say that might be hard to get to.
Although I am looking at going to my first football game this year. So.
Oh, you've never been to a football game? Even I've been to a football game. Man.
Yeah, I've always heard that they're not entertaining to go to in person.
Oh, they're so entertaining. What are you talking about?
I will say this. The game I went to, I was in the nosebleeds, and I didn't even hear a horn to end the quarter. So I don't know if there is one, or I was just so high up I couldn't hear it.
I'm going to go with you were that high.
Which game are you going to?
I don't know.
It's got to be the Jets.
No, we're looking at – well, actually, no. The Jets do play the – actually, no, I lied. The Giants are playing the Bucks this year. So I might try to see, Papa Tom.
Get you some credentials. See if you can get some media credentials and go.
Listen, I'll fight my way onto that field just to shake Tom's hand.
Yeah,
don't take that NFL. Don't take that seriously. Don't put me on don't put me on the no entry list or whatever the hell it is.
Speaking of Tom Brady and him about to retire, can we go ahead and talk about the sad news today?
It's not sad. It's not sad.
Chris Davis has announced his retirement.
It's about time. Terrible. Awful.
I don't want to say anything bad. It's
terrible.
This final moment.
PEDs.
Injury.
56 straight at bats without a hit.
We're going to miss him. Orioles. Oh, man, I kind of want some Oreos now. Orioles are going to miss him. He's been plagued with injuries and everything else. Chris, congratulations on having a career in the MLB. I'm jealous of that. I do think I might have got a hit in more times than you did in the last 56 at bats. But congratulations on that. Congratulations on your career. And
Michael, I fully have faith that if we put you in the plate for 60 at bats,
you would at least get 3.
No. Against at least like a mid-level pitcher. Like
okay. Let's get some back work on this. Am I just going straight to the plate and here I am for 60 straight at bats, or do I get preseason to train and kind of work?
You can have a whole year to train. I don't care how long you train.
Okay.
Well, if he trains for at least a year, he'll at least get close to 10
Zero faith
hits.
that Michael gets a hit. Zero.
Like a hit or an actual hit? I mean,
like a
you don't even give him.
I'll take a single. I have no faith in that. Zero.
Wow. Why do you have that much faith in me?
You know what? I got faith in you.
Listen, I
feel
don't
like
have
you'll
faith
at
in
least
myself
get 4
doing it.
hits.
It's not like I'm saying I could.
If Michael has a full year to train, I'd give him at least 3 to 4 hits.
Thank
Bare
you.
minimum.
Bare
minimum.
He gets a full drug.
Anthony, you got to think he gets a full year of training. Full year, he's going to soak up all of the memory on the properly swing, the timing of the bat. Memory. He has to at least get 3 hits. Bare minimum.
There's actually a negative chance that he gets more than 1 hit.
There's not a negative chance. Come on, don't take a shot at your co-host. I mean, he did take a shot at you, so I understand.
No. See, because here's the thing: it's not even a shot. Because it's not like I'm saying I could do it. I don't think a single person on this entire network could do it.
Well, here's what I say: if you give me a year
Matt,
to train just straight baseball.
Faith.
I would at least get one hit.
No, you would not.
Now, when you
at least get one
middle level, are you talking like 92 miles per hour? Like,
I hit my desk with the camera. Oh, listen, all I'm saying is, who's like a middle level pitcher? I don't know. Now I can't think of a pitcher.
We had to think of one.
Let's see. Like Jordan Montgomery on the Yankees. There's like 93, maybe. But he's got 5 pitches. 0% chance.
He'd at least get one.
No.
Yeah, he would. You give him a full year of training, he would at least get one.
Chris Davis is a professional player and couldn't do that.
Well, here's the thing, though. Prime Chris Davis was a different beast. Like 2013 to 2016, Chris Davis, that was a different beast. Dude hit like 50 plus homers.
And so were the needles that he was sticking into him, but that's fine.
Well, maybe I'll use some needles and get that one hit.
Well, then it doesn't count.
Why's that?
Because
unless I get caught.
We'll test you.
You'll test me.
Test Michael.
Listen, I'm still waiting for you to hit a home run on a professional field, Michael.
You know, I was totally looking forward to that, but Dalton went out west and is playing for Montana, Billings, Montana, Mustang.
Go out to Montana. There's plenty of cows out there, too.
Actually, there's more elk, I think, and like moose. I don't know. What's in Montana?
I will put this singular dollar that Michael wouldn't even hit the – I don't even think you'd hit the fence.
In a minor league field, right?
Are minor league fields really that much smaller than major league fields?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I wouldn't think so, really.
The only minor league field I know that's small is this one in MLB The Show because everybody plays on it, and like center field is like 398.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's very annoying.
You know what? I am going to message Brendan Phillips right now and see if I can get in on Lexington Legends Field. I have a better chance of hitting it to the fence than having him respond to let me.
Well, yeah, probably. To a straight DM, I would absolutely agree with you on that one.
Let's see.
Well, guess what? I think that's enough for this episode. It was a wonderful time, but, we don't like to keep the people waiting too long. Already an hour and a half. So with that being said, we'll be back next week, as we always are. Matt, what do you got for them before we head on out?
Well, what I got my Twitter handle down below, Matt_Segura. I got my Instagram, I'm Matt_Segura20. You could also check out my sports podcast with me and my great friend Caleb Conant called MCS Real Sports Podcast. We talk all things sports related. And I have a link in my Instagram bio that gives you access to where our podcast is available. And that is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it. It's available everywhere. As always, it's always a pleasure to be on Backstop Banter. Even if I barge in 25 minutes in, it's always a pleasure to talk baseball. And this is the peak of baseball right here, that mid-August run down till October. This is where you really get to see the make or break on some teams. So very excited to talk about that. And it's always great to be on here.
Michael?
Well, my Twitter handle is MDLawson00. Also go follow us on Backstop Banter on Twitter as well. But I will say this real quick before we hop off. My only last ad I need to say, if you enjoyed the show, not only should you go to YouTube and follow everything Unwrapped Sports Network, go to subscribe that channel, and then you can see not only our Backstop Banter, but you see everything that we do, Count the Bucket, everything else that we do with the Unwrapped Sports Network. As Connie is showing that he has $60 here, go to our patreon.com/
Michael, that's a 50, by the way, so that's 110 at least.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Unwrapped Sports, and there are 3 different tiers that you take membership with. $1 is basically saying you're a fan. $5 says that you're part of the family. And then there's a $10 where you are – that's a $1. that you are a VIP. And in that $10 membership, you actually get entered to our Discord where you can chat with us and get in with our dialogue with everything we talk about. But the best thing about that is not only that is you get entered into a monthly drawing where you will win some type of signed memorabilia. We've had a miniature helmet signed by Ricky Witts. Ricky Witts.
Wow, new player.
Ricky Witts.
Big fan of the Witts.
Ricky Williams. And then also we've had Keenan Allen's jersey signed from the Chargers and so many more. I don't know if I know who this month is. Do you all know?
I could not tell you.
I could not, and that's not very good of us. But anyways, go to Patreon and do that. Yes, it's a mystery one. So yeah, there's that. As
for me, you guys know what it is.
Connie A. Smith.
That is true. Generational Sports, that's Monday, 7 Eastern. Obviously, me and Josh will start ramping up the football talk. We're doing a giveaway over there as well. You know,
Daily Joe Burrow prayers.
Yeah, we do Monday Joe Burrow
he
prayers.
Just said they do.
See what I got to work with here, people. But listen, Gen Z Sports over there. Check it out. Anthony Conover _ for my Twitter. Hard Count is on Tuesdays at 9 Eastern. This show is 10 Eastern on Thursdays. Talk everything baseball. So, with that being said, people, check it out. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out the boys for being on the show as always. And